One of our main goals here on the new land is not just to colonize and to profit, but in addition to solve one of the diseases, the curses that plagues our homeland. And it's come to our attention that there's a possibility that the curse actually came from somewhere in these lands, and it is genuinely a curse. There might be something we can learn about it out here. So we've been tasked with meeting up with...
You are from the continent, are you not? You are different than the people from here.
Delighted to see you again, Sister Ephesia.
There we go.
Father Petrus, is that really you? What are you doing here?
Merely a courtesy call.
How might I help you?
And so this faction, the Telemag, are a religious magician faction, and they believe the curse on the mainland came from here, and there's some kind of entity that's perpetuating that disease on us, and we're following up that lead right here.
Have you been here for a long time?
Since the beginning of my investigation. A few weeks, perhaps, although it feels like months. I'm not particularly fond of the wild, and I find this place unsettling.
It's a swamp.
Anything else?
We're in a swamp, and her outfit is white. I cannot believe they send this this member of the investigation team out here in a full white outfit. Oh my goodness. In the swamp. We've been walking through mud for hours and days.
How has your mission fared up until now, sister?
Not very well, I'm afraid. I haven't been able to get much from these villagers. Their chief and their priest are evasive when questioned. As for the other natives, their behavior can be quite odd. They'll spend hours just staring into the void. But as soon as I come close, they chase me away. They frighten me, I must admit. There is a heavy veil of evil here. I feel it, but I'm not able to find from whence it comes. Perhaps you should talk to them. They may speak to you.
It really does make you wonder if... Are they right? Are they right that there is the curse on the mainland, the disease actually did come from... We just slipped in the mud. Actually did come from way out... Everyone's slipping. Look at this. Oh my goodness, it's so slippery. Why don't you put your flaming sword away, wild one? Woman's crazy. Listen. Is it possible? Yes, but it's also equally likely that these just people have a power that the Inquisition doesn't understand. And the Inquisition is far too happy to light people on fire. Are they all kind of bowing their heads to this tree? Yikes. Well, that's not telling when we recently killed a tree guardian. Goodness. Check our map here. Villager home. Okay, a travel point. Huh. Where does that travel point take us? How are we so lost already? This is the way we came. Nope. For some reason, when I open the map, it doesn't actually pause the world. It switches around like the way you're walking. Sure. A fast travel point to the chief's side. All right, let's make it happen. Let's talk to the big kahuna in here, whoever's king of the village. Queen of these lands. In charge of the pack. Head of the tribe. What's the good news here?
Ber Tirtumad, on all Menawi. I am Deirdre, daughter of Enora, daughter of Rowena, Mal of this clan. Is it you who helped my warriors discover what the men of the Red Sun were doing?
Indeed.
Then I thank you. It's probably because you are an Onol Menawi that you are different from the other Renaigse.
A couple of important nuances just happened there. First off, she said, because you're one of the people of this land, it's probably why you act different from the other foreigners. One. And two, she talked about how we helped some of her tribe before. We've run into in a previous episode someone else who has her face paint, the red paint and the white stripes, very distinctive, and we did help them out.
Can you tell me something about your beliefs?
We believe that we are part of an everything, and that life depends on a balance that comes from this everything. Our strength is drawn from that which we protect, all that surrounds us, and that which surrounds us feeds and protects us in return.
What can you tell me about your rituals?
I have heard this question before. You sound like the Mind Shaker woman. The rituals are the business of the Donegada, not of the Renoigse. Anything more?
Concerning this story about a cult.
Enough questions. I have nothing more to say.
She shut down those questions really fast. Definitely makes you wonder what's going on. Something suspicious now. All right, they want us to go question a different member of the village here. Dude, look at his fancy weapon. It's got that magic around it. Cool. All right. Interesting. So this guy has a hut on level with the chief. However, he keeps this giant... I'm gonna say it's a tree, but it looks kind of like a rock. This giant structure right in the middle. But this is a hut the size of the king's hut. This is pretty significant.
Good day. Are you the wise man of this village?
Burt tir dumad renaikse. I am the Donegad, yes.
I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
The people of your island are constantly asking questions, yet reject any answers that displease them. Questions have no value when one already claims to know the answers.
But
It is your case. You believe you know the answers. You seek only their echo. Answer your own questions. At least then the answers will please you, and we shall be done with your foolishness.
that is not what I...
Qua awelemseg. May your answers fill your day with bounty.
Well, that explains a lot.
Leave us alone, Renaixai. We have had enough of all your foolish questions that never end.
These tree-like protrudences that seem to be growing out of their head. I really want to know more about that. No one's explained it yet, why some people have them, some people don't. If it's a hierarchy, if it is a different species.
Birtir to Madre Naikse.
Good day.
Do you want something?
Could you answer a few questions?
Questions. It is a word that you adore. Let us play a game. If you answer my questions, I will answer yours.
If it's the only way to get answers, then let's play.
I am pleased. We will have fun. But beware, no lies. What name is given the place from where you come?
I come from Serene, a grand city on the continent of Gicane.
Really? It is possible that you come from there, but I believe that this is not your land.
Man, everyone's really questioning where we're from all the time. It's got to be more than just the way we look.
Your village seems different than the others. Why is that?
Each village is different than the others. It is the reflection of those who live in it and of all that surrounds it. Verdlug is the village of the lightning-struck wood in your language.
Why do you call it that?
It is said that there was once a great fire that burned all the surrounding woods caused by a storm. But one tree that burns nourishes a new tree, greener and stronger than before the forest returns. We are like her. Even wounded, we rise again, stronger than we were before. Our warriors are known for this by all clans. They fear us. Let's try something else. Are you on Olmenawi with your land? Or did you inherit your link from your parents?
I'm not bound. Or at least I haven't done anything in particular to bind myself.
Then it was your parents. One of them at least must have been Donegad. Your turn.
Interesting. It must be the mark on our face that makes us so specific. Because she said, are we bound? Like, are we bound to the land? One of your parents was from here to bind you to the land.
Could you tell me more about your beliefs?
What a strange question. I don't believe. I know. Nature is alive. A forest is like a village. Every river, every rock, every beast, the land itself, all live, all speak to us. In exchange for these gifts, we honor her, give her our dead. This is the way of things. We do everything in our power to protect her. It was fun. More than with the woman who makes light. She did not want to play.
Oh, okay.
When we don't answer you, you start digging for answers everywhere else. I am a gatherer. I hunt a little. I do my part for the life of the village.
What can you tell me about your rituals?
Our rituals? Nothing. Nothing at all. They do not concern me. I am not a Donegad. Even you. You should be able to tell that. Why you bother me with these questions? I am only a gatherer. Go and bother someone else.
Do you know anything about a demon?
A demon?
A dark spirit, if you prefer.
No. There is no such thing as dark spirits. Your question is not strange. Foolish, perhaps.
Tell me about the missionaries that came here. Those who wear the symbol of the sun on their clothing.
When they came, they spoke about their bright and shiny god. They told us we were wrong. Said that nature was just nature, and not to be worshipped. These men know nothing. We ignored them. They finally left, and then the woman came to us. She sniffed around everywhere, asking many questions, just like you. I was told that she tried to enter my own home. I even saw her trying to follow me in the woods. She must be careful. It is easy to get lost in the woods, or cross paths with wild beasts.
What can you tell me about the beliefs of your village?
The beliefs of the village? That is a strange question for an Onol Manawi. Our beliefs are the same as those of the other clans. We believe in the earth that carries us and feeds on our dead, in the rain that quenches us and drowns us, in the beasts that feed us, and in those that eat us. I do not know what more I can say to you. Everyone shares these beliefs.
I'm not sure we got the answer I was looking for. If anything, definitely makes me feel like I have more questions than answers. Let's go ahead and let the... Who's this lady again? Sister E? Know what we found out at least?
I managed to exchange a few words with some villagers, but I admit they don't seem keen to talk.
And did they tell you anything worth sharing?
I know little more about their beliefs. They worship nature and do not intend to change. It is certainly different from the Luminous faith, but it's hardly demonic worship. Yet, there's something strange about this village. One of the villagers that spoke with me seemed truly worried. On edge, even.
I think I know of whom you speak. A man always looking over his shoulder. He often sneaks out of the village like a thief. I attempted to follow him, but he always eludes me. I tried to get into his hut to see if he was hiding anything, but someone was always there.
Then we should give it a try. Perhaps we'll fare better.
This fellow did not seem very honest to me. If he's hiding something from us, perhaps we can find out what it is by searching his house.
He doesn't look inclined to let us in. We'll have to distract him.
We could break one of his pots. That would keep him busy.
You want us to break his pots so we can break into his house? How did we become the bad guys?
What can you tell me about that man down there? I spoke to him and he seemed nervous.
Don't hold it against him. The people of the light have already questioned us. That makes him distrustful. He is a man of few words, but he is devoted to the village and listens to the Dene God with great attention. He is a gatherer, but everyone knows he wants to become the next Voglendijk, the next servant of Dene God.
Where does this man live?
Down there. His dwelling is right in front of my own.
I would like to take a look inside.
What? Why would you want to do that? It is his home. You have nothing to do there if you are not invited.
I really must go inside. I need to clarify something. If you can help us.
This request is strange. I know it is for you as well. But we must prove that the suspicions cast upon our village are not true. These people of Teleme will not give up their search without this.
Very well. I shall distract him, but be discreet and very quick. And be respectful of what you find there.
We're very quick. Searching.
What a horrible mask. How can someone wear such a thing unless they're worshipping some dark creature?
This is just a mask they wear in battle to intimidate their enemies, nothing more.
This altar is incredibly morbid. I wonder what sort of spirit could be venerated in this way.
This is exactly the kind of proof we've been looking for. An evil cult, far from some naive veneration of nature and other island spirits.
The man that worships a magic lamp speaks of being naive. Oh, how it is charming.
Siora, I am sorry. What I really wanted to say was that...
Leave it, old man. I know exactly what it is you wanted to
She
say.
called him old man. Leave it, old man.
This painting is frightening. Evoking war. A massacre. A bloodbath under the likeness of a grimacing face.
All these gruesome and bloody horrors leave no room for doubt. There is a demonic cult here. We should go tell Sister Ephesia.
I don't think we should be doing what we're doing, but it is the only option we have. So we're going to do it. But I think just because you have a creepy mask or you've got a creepy painting doesn't default make you some kind of demonic cult. I think that's a huge jump in conclusions here.
Did you learn anything?
No, nothing more. Were you able to get inside the nervous man's hut?
I was able to sneak into the hut of our mystery man.
And what did you discover?
Some troubling things. A ritual mask, a rather morbid altar, and a fresco depicting a massacre.
By the Enlightened. To think these unholy things were so near. Finally, the proof we need that there's a blood-worshipping cult here. They cannot perform their heinous pagan rituals in the village, and I'm certain that it's where our nervous friend sneaks off to. I failed to find where he goes, but you have already proven more competent than I.
I shall try. Hopefully he won't lead us into a trap.
Hide at the village exit and wait for nightfall. Okay. We'll come hide here.
Here we could hide and wait. We would be able to see where the sleepless boy goes during nightfall.
My child, it's time to wake up. Our nervous friend is here.
Wow, he's moving fast. Do we confront him or... Oh, there he goes. Maybe we got too close? Or he was waiting to watch if he was being followed? Well, this looks like a distinct location. Oh, boy.
Where could our man have
Strange
gone?
sanctuary.
Must have gone through this door made out of roots.
What door made out of roots? Uh-oh. Look at these creepy symbols here. This one's a triangle. Inconceivable. Yikes. Probably about to regret this. Okay, are we hallucinating? Or is this happening? Are we dreaming of the past or the future? Is the land trying to speak to us?
What's happening? You are so pale. Did the lightning-struck tree speak to you?
In a way. I saw many images. They were so real. As if I was the tree itself.
Do tell. This vision is surely the key to the portal.
I was this tree, and my branches were shaken by a storm so strongly that they hurt terribly. The heavens caught fire several times, and I felt the lightning strike and pierce me through and through. A sinister warmth took hold of my entire body in an instant, and flames began to devour me. Life left me. All was calm, and I had a taste of cinder in my mouth. In spite of this, I continued to feel. And the rain began to fall on my roots, and at the very heart of my being, I felt the sap begin to flow again. A shoot appeared on my darkened roots. Then the vision dissipated. I have never experienced anything like it before.
Okay, the only way to solve this puzzle, I've been running around in circles looking for any kind of context clues, is to go back and talk to our companions here.
The story of the tree is key. Try to remember.
I was this tree, and my branches were shaken by a storm so strongly.
Wind. We're looking for wind.
Terribly. The heavens. The drawing on this stone resembles a symbol that must represent the earth.
So we need to examine all of them
etching of a drop of water.
so that we know what each of them are.
The drawing on this stone makes me think of fire.
And then we need
This
to talk
drawing
to our
looks like an
companion
infant. Could it represent
so that we
life?
start repeating the story.
This stone has an image of the moon. This stone is blackened. Here this looks like a snowflake. The drawing on this stone represents lightning. This stone bears the image of a storm. Or
All
perhaps
right.
the wind.
Now that we've examined each stone, then we're supposed to have realized we're stuck and talk to our companion.
The story of the tree is key. Try to remember.
I was this tree, and my branches were shaken by a storm so strongly
Wind.
that they hurt terribly. The heavens caught fire several times, and I felt the lightning strike
Lightning.
pierce me through and through. A sinister warmth took hold of my entire body in an
Fire.
instant, and flames began to devour me. Life left me. All was calm, and I had a taste of cinder in my mouth. In spite of this, I continued to feel.
Life left me was
And the rain
death.
began to fall on my roots, and at the very
Rain
heart
began to
of
fall
my
as
being,
water.
I felt the sap begin to flow again. A shoot appeared on my
A shoot
darkened
appeared
roots.
is
Then
life.
The vision dissipated.
There you go.
I have never experienced anything like it before.
You did it right. By awakening these stones in the right order, the door opened.
So again, to reiterate, the order is wind, lightning, fire, death, water, life, based on the story. You had to examine all of them first, then talk to your companion, and then you'd walk through the story, connect the stone to the part of the story. That being said, I was looking over for visual context clues. Forever. I feel very silly. Okay. I don't know why it's called the Bloody Sanctuary. It's just a cave under a tree. There's no blood here.
Quiet.
Close duis, atuda yam canadedole. tadulan vrandi, alauneles again ole vei.
Well, that's a lot of the village here.
Garamam itelami olflinau ich egrem. Glosi gedem tayentis olarabeni aol slai. Vanqua sakengedem fradem adigalem. Inquid winterbus or galansani. Tugombenis gremos nigawi. Renkasie krimadrem denegao edemt. Klos duis aruyekt nes diri.
Lois de Grama na des Gideon, Arenta. Esfarnu Fradi, Damagengadan, Yadiga Ladandian. Esfarnu Fradi, Dawe Gaishidon. Agesfarnu Fradi, Dawe Gremosanabui.
What a strange ritual. I have never seen anything like it. The rituals of my village are not quite as scary.
In any case, Teleme's story suddenly sounds way more plausible. The Denegad who performed the ritual was the villagers.
So the village chief here told us... The village chief told us the thing we're asking about is related to, like, their magician or whatever. And not to ask her about it at all. But you have to wonder, is she really that out of the know? She really doesn't know anything about this. Come on.
We found your sanctuary and assisted in one of your blood rituals. Was the apparition we witnessed the demon the priests were talking about?
What is clear is these priests know nothing, and you know nothing.
I am not from Teleme. I cast no judgment upon your beliefs. But if you want us to help you, you need to help us understand.
I doubt that you would be able to understand, but very well. I'll attempt to help you make sense of what you witnessed. The ritual you saw is a ceremony to summon forth the strength of our warriors. Our people have always lived in harmony with nature. Our very existence revolves around her. She talks to us and takes on many faces. What you have witnessed is just one of many. Confronting the threat that the Renoixi make up, we called them for their blessing, and they appeared to us.
Can we contact them? I mean, is communication possible?
What you witnessed was not a discussion. But if you visit the sanctuary, you may see one of the faces, and then you will be able to talk. Pass the mountains and head to the swamps. There, if you perform the ritual, you will see them come. Though what you will hear may not be to your liking.
Deeper into the swamp? They want us to go further into the territory of this group. We can do that. So we'll go up further into the swamp. And look how far inland we are. We're even further into the swamp here. And man, it feels like a boss fight is on the way. Look at this place.
What a strange party we have here. Who are you to come and disrupt our solitude?
Good day.
You are on Olmenawi and at the same time, Renaixe. So it is possible to bond yourself on your faraway island?
We are here because Teleme has asked us to carry out an investigation. They think that certain clans venerate a demon, an evil creature. We carried out our investigation of Vedlog on Chief Derdra in an attempt to discover the truth. And the clues have led us to find our answers in this sanctuary.
Derdra sends you to seek out a demon? Curious. A man from your island came already a long time ago. Full of questions he was as well. He had a small party of warriors with smoking tubes. And on their chests, a golden lion.
A lion?
The coat of arms of the Bridge Alliance. In our territory. Such boldness.
They set up a camp near here and then they disappeared all of a sudden.
Do you know where precisely?
It was a long time ago. I don't remember all that well. My memory has been leaving me of late. But it wasn't far from here. You will find it, I am certain. Ah, you are bringing back the memories. They were asking nearly the same questions you ask.
Where did the old man and the aged hermit come from?
You should be looking for your old reflection in the marsh, strange stranger. You will find your past. Only then shall we speak.
You will find your past, and only then shall we speak. You know, this is this is not the first time someone has said you need to get bonded, right? Or you could bond yourself in the mainland. I don't know what this bond is. What are we searching for in the swamp? It just says lead the search in the swamp. Okay. I thought there'd be a boss fight in here. This is not the first time someone's talked about this bonding. All right, there's a snake in the middle, frog on the left, dragonfly on the right. A bunch of spears behind it. Search for another big spear here. Search for your reflection in the swamp. Huh. Gonna go towards this question mark, I suppose. What is going on over here? Okay, here's the dragonfly. This is the rightmost one.
A fresco in various yellow hues. It represents a sort of insect.
Okay. Cool, cool. Bridge Alliance Citizens Corp, Old Rusty Key. One of the carriers was attacked by a majestic swamp creature. Took him away with large tentacles before we had a chance to do anything. Yikes. Majestic swamp creature. I'm going to be pretty happy if we can avoid all majestic swamp creatures. I think they're living their best life and we don't need to be involved with them. There's like a little tent down there. Let's go check that out. Wait a second. Okay. We found the dragonfly. Well, then presumably, you know, the assumption would be then we'll find a snake and a frog, right?
The swamp consumed these bodies almost entirely.
Page Stormer Journal. The ritual probably relies on the fact these poisonous berries have a purifying property in small doses.
They're an Igze the Hermit told us about.
Probably. You can still discern the crest of the Alliance on this doublet. Let's search the area. There might still be something interesting.
We just picked up a potion of demonic ritual. Great. Oh, boy. Let's go back and question the hermit before we find more of the whatever. Majestic swamp creature. That's just not a sentence I often put together. Majestic and swamp creature. But I'm hoping we get a chance to at least see it from a distance.
I found this note. It speaks of a ritual, but it is incomplete. Do you know anything else about it?
A ritual? Yes, there is a ritual for the impatient. For me, it serves no purpose. I am here. I wait.
But for me, it would be useful. Can you help me?
There must have her reasons. The folly of youth. Do you see those drums over there? They awaken the earth, as long as you play them correctly.
They will awaken the earth.
Oh, and that's not all. Once the earth is awakened, the stone will appear that must be quenched.
Quench a stone?
But you're still here. What do you want again?
We found the camp you spoke of. Well, all that remains of it.
I told you. You were not the first Renagse went by here.
Many died. What happened to them?
I warned them, I remember. They did not listen very well. Too bad. Their weapons were strange and powerful, but not enough so. The marsh is more powerful still.
That doesn't seem to bother you all that much.
Teofradi gives, Teofradi takes back. But you're still here. What do you want again?
Quench a stone. What does that mean?
Water trickles on the stone and returns to us, empowered by its force. But sometimes, water is not enough.
This note I found explains a recipe. A potion thought to contain the essence of this place. That's what must be poured over the stone.
Oh, yes. No doubt. No doubt. But you're still here. What do you want again?
How do you play the drums?
Oh, that's easy. The music is the first language of Teofradi. It resonates with the earth. You need only respect the natural order for the earth to hear you. A predator, a prey. The cycle.
That's not really all that clear.
Come now, come now. You must first make the snake rattle, unless it is first to be the insect. Alas, time devours all memories. I do remember one thing, though.
I'm listening.
Each drum must only be played one time, and only once. But you're still here. What do you want again?
Easy clap, dude.
Nothing. I shall...
No problem. So he wants us to hit the drums once each. He said it's got to be a predator and then a prey. He said it's either dragonfly or the snake first. Let's assume that it's the snake last, because he talked about like a circle of life or something. And the snake makes more sense for that. So let's go dragonfly, frog, snake. And if that doesn't work, we go snake, frog, dragonfly. And the only reason we're so sure about the frog being in the middle is because he directly said it was one of the snake or the dragonfly first. So we'll try this. Slap that, whack that. Beat the drums. Yo, boy. Is it majestic?
Something's appeared over there. It seems as if it's some type of altar.
We've got that potion.
Looks like an altar.
Use potion. Not sure we should be doing this, but we're doing it.
What is this?
Oh, no. Is it majestic? The majestic swamp beast in all its glory over there, just absolutely poisoning the whole team. Very impressive stuff. We're gonna heal the team for a minute, let some of the poison clear itself out. I think they're doing a great job over there. Look at their health just ticking down with that poison. That's crazy. Let's pull on our firearm for a minute. Huh? We never get to use this. I'll do it again. Healing. Musket. Got more where that came from. You'll love to see it. Like we're gonna go stand in a poison cloud. It wasn't majestic.
Dear Dog! Killed! You killed her! Monsters! Murderers!
You knew her, old man? Before she became a Nadaig?
May the earth swallow you whole! You and those from their dark oil! They must all be destroyed! But Enol Milfrictimen will stop them! He will chase you all away! Murderers! His hunt has begun!
Calm down. We didn't have a choice. We were only defending ourselves.
Siora, what is he talking about? Why is he so furious, and who is Enon Milfrictaman?
I believe he is furious because he knew the Nadaig before she bonded. He mourns her in this way. It was a Donegad who received very much power and who traded herself completely.
Are you saying that that creature was once a woman?
Yes, like you and me. Anyone who draws upon the power of the earth becomes one of their faces in exchange. As for your other question, Enon Milfrictaman means one of 1,000 faces.
This name rings a bell. I've heard it before. It is surely the name of the demon we seek to expose.
Enon Milfrictaman. I doubt that you can understand.
But enough to think that this being wants us harmed? Perhaps it's the source of the Malachor.
And why is that? Why would the source of your sickness come from here?
I don't know, Siora. But didn't this man just say that this being would hunt us down? We need to learn more.
We looted the monster, the swamp monster. 5 gold coins. That's right, 5 gold coins. I feel like we're missing something here. I don't know what. And I would not have called that majestic swamp monster. Just swamp monster would have been fine. All right. Let's go back and see if we can't get a little more information from someone alive. Since apparently we just killed the majestic monster that might have been our only lead. We're at the village with the creepy tree ritual thing we saw. We're back at the chief's hut. We'll talk to her, see what she's got going on. I'm a little lost right now.
You survived. Which must mean, alas, that one of the Nadaig is with us no longer. You are a great warrior. You could almost be a storm warrior. What do you seek?
You set a trap for us, invoking and releasing that creature.
It is true. And the Nadag is indeed one of the faces, a spirit of the Isle. I was hoping that you would disappear. The swamps do not like to give back those who enter. You have seen things that no stranger to our clan has ever seen. Secrets that no one must know. But you survived. You are strong. I should not have thought you so weak.
The ritual. This is how you prepare the blood sap.
What are you talking about, Siora?
No one knows the recipe. But it is the very barn that allows her warriors to enter into a trance, and to rise again when they have fallen.
It is true. You do not know the ingredients, but you know now how the blessing works. I have nothing more to give you than my excuses, and that you keep to yourself all that you have seen.
I suppose there would be no point in asking you what you think of the settlers.
Don't ask questions that you don't want to hear the answer to. The men of the distant island came here to take, without ever giving anything back. They are the Monisinaig, parasites. They feed on our very life source. The lions are the worst of them all. But the others are probably just as bad, only more deceitful.
Tell me about your village.
It is Vedlug, the Woods of Lightning. I believe you already know the story behind that name. I like this symbol. What was struck by lightning and burned is brought back to life, more luxuriant than ever. It fits my people and their story. A story of terrible storms and rebirths.
I need to know more about your clan.
I have already told you a great deal. You know that we are the Sengeden Anidas, the warriors of the storm, that we always get back up stronger than before, even in defeat. You also know that our Donegad prepares the dyes which make my warriors so powerful. What more do you want me to tell you? We are the protectors of Tir Fradi, and we take this role very seriously. It is the only thing that matters.
There's not more we can learn here, it seems. Which is a little sad. I feel like we were getting like breadcrumbs to a much larger part of why, what are we stuck on? Why some of the things are the way they are. And it just doesn't seem like they're going to reveal more of it right now, which is really a bummer. I felt like that was starting to get really interesting with the connection between our background and the land and the people and why it's connected in some ways. I don't know. I felt like that had something really good going for it, but I'll have to come back to it when they let us. It is locked down. I really hope this village works out. I know it kind of started in a rough way, but, you know, here's someone who was originally here. Here's their house, right? And here's, you know, some other buildings built in a different style by different people. You know, they are actually living together. Whether it's pleasant or not is something I couldn't say, but I hope it works. I really do. Somebody wants to talk to us here? What's up?
Oh, there you are, Your Excellency.
Dude.
The Enlightened has heard my prayers.
What's going on? Where are the others?
After deciphering the content of the tablets, they went north to continue their research in some swamps. But they must have encountered problems. Brother Fidelis came back here, and he was in a dreadful state. He most likely came to seek help, but he fainted. It's impossible for us to know what happened to them.
I'm not a doctor, but I may be able to examine him.
Oh, please do. Any help would be appreciated. We've done our best, but our magic has proved inefficient. And the healer we sent for will certainly arrive too late from San Mateus.
Wait, what did we just get into? He needs help?
This man is burning up with fever and he bears several bite marks and traces of blows.
The blows did not put him in this state. He looks like a victim of poisoning. With the right antidote, I think we could get him back on his feet.
Have you tried giving him any anti-poison?
Of course, but to no avail. And what if it were a hex cast by the heretics?
No matter what happens, you always suspect them.
Why, of course. These savages are always to blame. The man was in the swamp. There are some rare animals there, and their venom is terrible. A healer from the area will know the antidote.
I think something else worth noting is that when he says heretics, my native companion, whose name I can never remember because no one ever says her name, something with an S, it's like Siora, I forget. When he says heretic, it's just anyone that disagrees with him, right? His belief system. And because of that, first off, it's far too strong of a word. But because of that, she hears her people. But in reality, it's like me. It's like we don't agree with his ideology, his religion. It's also the science guys. It's literally anyone that's not him. It's not just her. It's quite a bit broader, his list of heretics.
Onol Manawi, you've come back to see old Lair. I heard that you managed to retrieve the tablets.
Did Vindwal tell you?
Yes, and I feel more at peace, knowing that our brothers are alive, and that they will be able to join another clan. And you proved me right. Peace with the Renaigse is possible.
I need your advice. You may already know that one of the researchers came back wounded from the expedition.
I heard about it.
He has all the symptoms of a poisoning, but the anti-poisons we gave him had no effect. He must have been bitten by a creature of the swamp, and we're looking for a healer who would know of a suitable antidote.
So, you came to see me. Interesting. Our neighbors did not think for one moment that we could be helpful. Alas, our Donegad is one of the exiles. But Vindwal knows plants well.
We're going right back to the mama. Oh, how about that? Talk about the circle of life. The one who said, look, my son stole the thing, just don't kill him. I know I know he did something dangerous, right? Put his life in danger. We didn't kill him, and now she's going to be the one that can make the potion to save this person. I don't know, like, they say no good deed goes unpunished, right? But, like, also doesn't go unrewarded. How about that?
What can you tell me about Lair, your former leader?
He is a man of peace. Some people dislike him, not me. Everything he did to save the village. But I think the mind shakers made him forget what we are. He almost speaks like them now.
I have come to ask for your help. Lair told me you know about remedies.
I do know a few of them. I have learned about plants. I used to want to become a Donegad.
One of the researchers came back wounded from the expedition. Apparently he was bitten by a creature of the swamp.
And now he has the Llewellyn fever. We have a good knowledge about this affliction. He will die if he does not receive proper treatment.
Do you know which antidote should be given to him?
Yes. These priests are idiots. They could have asked for our help, but they treat us like children. You are different. And you have allowed my son to join a new clan. So, I will give you the potion to cure the priest. Make him drink this remedy and he'll get better.
Thank you, Vindwal.
Be crazy if it, like, double kills him. He's allergic to the antidote. They're like, oh my goodness, see, they really are the worst. We'll try that, we'll try.
Where am I?
You are in Eden. You're safe.
Was I unconscious for a long time? The other members of the expedition, they are in danger. The swamp is so hostile. We weren't prepared for it. Some of our people have disappeared.
What caused these wounds?
A nightmarish creature. The swamp is full of them. A colleague and I had left to fetch some help when we were attacked. I managed to run away, but I don't know what happened to him. As for those who are at the camp, you must go help them.
Show me the location of your colleagues on the map. I will join them.
There. Please, hurry.
Thank you.
I bet they're all dead. Check the map. Oh no, they're deeper into they're in the deep swamp. Oh, that's really bad. Oh no, that's where we just fought that big stanky majestic bone creature that was not so majestic. I don't know, maybe I'm biased for swamp monsters. Maybe it was majestic. Maybe I misunderstand the majesty of the swamp tentacles. I mean, what a sentence, huh? When else do you get to say swamp tentacles?
I do not remember there being a path in this place the last time we came.
You're perfectly right, my child. This passage must have been cleared by the expedition. We should follow it.
This has actually happened quite a few times. This was a complete wall we could not get through. You could see it on the map here, this like grayed out zone here. It was a wall. It was a wall of rocks. I tried to do some exploring between episodes to see what's what, and you just can't go much further than the quest lets you. It's just kind of closed down, which threw me off a little bit. That being said, when else do you get to say swamp tentacle monster thingy-majingy except when you get a majestic swamp monster? I don't know. Let's see, what would actually qualify as a majestic swamp monster? Gotta think about that a little more. What do you need to be majestic? I usually think majestic has more to do with a sense of wonder and awe, right? You're like, wow. Like it hits you with that wow factor. And you know what? Uh-oh.
Your Excellency, I'm so happy to see
Guess who?
you. You arrive right on time to settle this matter.
How did you manage to find us in the middle of this swamp?
Brother Fidelis managed to reach Eden. He's the one who told us where your camp was.
But he didn't leave alone. What happened to Father Orbricus, who was accompanying him?
He must be dead, like our other companions. This is all your fault. This is yet more proof that you are not fit to lead such a team. I should be the one in charge.
Maybe you should calm down and explain to me what's happening here.
This expedition was undertaken with no concern for common sense. We are not equipped to explore this type of place. Our people are disappearing, and all we have found are some falsified writings.
Brother Virgil is terrified, which probably explains why he is being so disingenuous. We have made incredible discoveries, and we could find more.
You are beyond redemption. I won't waste another second talking to you. If you want to talk to me, Your Excellency, it will have to be without her.
What an insult. Man, I love that line. Talk about that. You are beyond redemption. Is that the biggest FU this guy knows, or what? You are beyond redemption. You, madame, are beyond redemption. Oh, man, he just laid down the holy hammer. All right. Let's see what's going on around here, huh?
Your Excellency, I hope you will forgive us for that scene. My relations with Virgil have always been difficult, but ever since we arrived here, it has been unbearable. I'm afraid we may need an arbiter.
Before anything else, I need to know what led to this situation between you.
What would you like to know?
So again, we're in kind of a unique political position here because technically I think we outrank in society every single person here. But these people aren't in our faction, so aren't in our direct chain of command. But if they don't kind of go in the direction that we say the wind is blowing, depending on how their superiors are leaning, they could get a lot of blowback. It just puts them in an awkward position. It really does.
For what reason were you quarreling?
The expedition itself, I'm afraid. Virgil was always against it, especially under my supervision. For him, our discoveries in Eden were sufficient. They confirmed what he wanted. The rest did not matter. According to him, we should never have continued. And when we found new tablets, it became even worse.
Were they also written by Saint Matthias?
Without a doubt. The handwriting is the same. There are also some patterns, some islander symbols. It's fascinating. But what really angers Virgil is the content we managed to decipher. Our founder explains that he learned a lot from the islanders, something our brother cannot accept. He now persists in saying that these tablets are fake, forged by the natives themselves.
Brother Fidelis told me that several members of the expedition have disappeared.
Yes, that's why he left along with Father Orbricus to fetch some help. 3 more of our colleagues are missing, and I'm not even talking about the ones who fell ill. I must admit that I underestimated the hardships we would encounter. I made a mistake. I should have prepared this expedition more thoroughly. But Virgil's being disingenuous does not help.
And no one has searched for those who are missing.
I wanted us to search for them, but someone later convinced me that it presented too much of a risk. Along with lack of preparation, our constantly decreasing number, and creatures swarming the area.
And by someone, I suppose you mean Brother Virgil.
Indeed.
I'm thankful for these pieces of information, but you understand that I will also have to talk to Brother Virgil.
Of course, that's understandable. You must hear us both before you can make a decision.
I don't know. The second the guy was like, hey, we're not really equipped to deal with the swamp. And I look around and everyone's wearing like chain mail. I'm like, yeah, you know what I don't want to be doing? Walking through a swamp. A set of armor. And chain mail. My goodness, you don't have swamp gear?
Brother Virgil.
What do you want?
Can you explain to me what caused such a quarrel?
The reason for it is very simple. It is Eugenia's folly. This woman should never have been the supervisor of our team. The discoveries made in Eden were sufficient, but no. She didn't want to stop the research. She organized this expedition in a hurry, without taking elementary precautions, and now she's accepting as facts the delirious writings we discovered on these tablets, without doubting them for even 1 second.
What do you mean?
We found some new tablets, allegedly written by Saint Matthias, but their content is so absurd that they were obviously forged. I am certain that the natives must have found these stones before us and modified their content.
How would they have done that? The natives cannot write.
They must have been helped by an unscrupulous settler. How would I know?
Brother Fidelis told me that some of your colleagues went missing. Do you know anything about this?
They did not go missing. They were killed. It was the wild beasts, the diseases, and let's not forget the savages. We can feel their presence, roaming around the camp at night. I am certain that they are responsible for the death of our colleagues.
That's strange. There aren't many villages around here.
There aren't any. There are a few hermits, but they are not fighters. And they have better things to do than roam around their camp at night.
We have been in this region before, and the only native we met was a little insane, but would have been incapable of killing several priests.
Those savages may very well have been following us since our departure. We will not be safe on this island until it is entirely converted.
I see. So, you haven't tried to find your colleagues?
So we can die as well. I am not as crazy as Sister Eugenia.
I cannot take sides in your quarrel for now. And, in any case, it is not what matters the most. Even if you think they are dead, we have to try finding your colleagues.
Well, if you are prepared to take such a risk, I can only commend you for your bravery and wish you luck. But I would not get my hopes up. You should start by searching the excavation site. To get there, take the path south of here. But be careful. The creatures that roam the area are ruthless.
My concern is that he just seems disingenuous with his reaction on some of this, right? He's like, I don't know who put her in charge. Okay, ignoring who put her in charge, what's the issue with her position, right? Okay, what's going on here? Are these all dead ends? I'm so lost. Somehow we're going the wrong way again. We'll run it back. There's like a little turn here we keep missing. I mean, it shows I'm right next to a question mark. There it is. Okay, I think we're on the right track. There's a camp here. Of course there is. That would have been nice to have. Okay, we found an area where a disappearance might have happened. One of the points he made, he was like, hey, look. Really, guy?
This man's skull is sunken, but he doesn't look like he was in a fight. Could he have fallen?
That is unlikely. Look, my child. The wound is located at the back of the skull. I regret to say that, in my opinion, he was struck from behind. With a mace, most likely.
Yeah, it looks like somebody hit him in the back of the head. Look at the bones on this thing, though, huh? I'll tell you what. My concern here is, like, who put her in charge? Well, that wasn't the question, who put her in charge. Or, oh, wait, do we need to do anything more? Hold on. It's still glowing. Yeah, we don't have signs. No, that checked it off. Okay. Or he said something like, these tablets are so fantastical, we know they can't be authentic. Well, maybe that's true, but it's equally possible that they are authentic and they're about to expand the realm of what you consider authentic, right? Just because it doesn't follow what you think it should doesn't mean that it's not accurate and true and authentic. Man, I just cannot believe they were out here mucking about in all that armor. Oh my goodness. They have moved in. I think there's just something stinky about all that. Alright, let's see if we can't soften them up. My goodness. I think we get some kind of a debuff to the damage we receive when our armor's gone. I also discovered one of the reasons our damage is so abysmally low is because we are not actually... We put points into survivability instead of damage, and it's preventing us from wearing some of the higher quality gear. Excuse us. Excuse us. Yeah, see, she's still over here hitting the same one, it looks like. See if... Oh, no, maybe she took one out. Let's get rid of the armor here. No more armor. There we go. One more. Easy clap. I've still been trying to figure out what our best team is as far as damage goes. I don't think it's the two allies I have. They're not bad, but I just don't feel like they really do like the big damage. I want more of a glass cannon on the team to put some DPS out. All right, let's examine the old boy here.
This poor soul was almost entirely devoured. He must have been killed by swamp animals. Even so, this wound looks different from the others. It looks like a knife wound.
You're right. He was stabbed before being fed to the animals. But anyone could have used such a blade.
But who had a motive to do it? Who's currently trying to say, hey, this is too dangerous for us. Our men are disappearing. Wink. Wonder how that's happening. Wink. Probably because we're not meant to be out here. Wink. And you know, the tablets are so fantastical. They can't possibly be authentic. Wink. And who put her in charge? I mean, putting us on this expedition, we're losing men. There's no good reason to be here. Yada, yada, yada. I think that guy's rotten. I think he's sabotaging the expedition.
These fang marks are impressive. The poor man didn't have a chance. He must have been attacked by a large reptile. Most likely a Llewellyn. But what was he doing alone so far from camp? It seems obvious now that these disappearances were orchestrated.
The deaths of these people were a deception. Only the Renaigse are deceitful enough to do such a thing. They kill each other and accuse my people. This Virgil, he wants to push aside this woman at all cost. He must be the culprit.
Indeed. I think that we should go find this brother and ask for an explanation.
I disagree. I think your people are just as deceptive if they so choose to be. I don't really feel like we have enough evidence to properly accuse this guy of being the culprit. You know, I think she's forgetting about that merchant village that used us to set up and get rid of the warrior tribe. I'm still actually really salty about that. That was such a, like, beautiful moment to get us. I mean, they got us so good. All right, Virgil.
Brother Virgil.
Your Excellency, weren't you supposed to be looking for our colleagues?
Indeed. I regret to say that they are indeed all dead.
I knew it. What a waste. Eugenia and her recklessness are to blame for this.
I'm afraid someone else is responsible for this. These deaths are not accidental, and yet they were disguised as such.
The savages. Their thirst for blood is unquenchable. I knew we should never have come without an escort.
Watch your tongue, priest. Our people have no need to hide when they protect their land. Only the Renaigse are deceitful enough to disguise a death.
Who else could it be?
Someone who desperately wanted this expedition to fail. Does that remind you of anyone?
Fine. You unmasked me. But know that my cause is righteous.
Dude.
The Ordo Luminis sent me to keep an eye on this expedition, to ensure that the discoveries we made would not jeopardize our nation or our presence on this island. But the inscriptions on the tablets are a heresy, a dangerous manipulation. Can you imagine what would happen if it was said that our founder listened to the teachings of the natives? But even then, foolish Eugenia accepted these discoveries as truth, without any hesitation, without realizing that our entire nation could suffer because of it. So yes, I wanted to scare her.
I understand that you might want to protect your nation, but to go as far as assassinating several of your colleagues.
Come now. What would you do if someone were threatening the congregation? You cannot make me believe that you would not be willing to kill. You may have already done so. But since you want to avoid using violence, help me convince Eugenia to go back to Eden. My colleagues and I know how to sort through these discoveries. And you will be rewarded, of course.
This Renaigse tried to blame my people for these crimes. The priests would have wanted to punish them, and innocent people would have died. He must answer for his treachery.
It is undeniable that these discoveries could cause a great upset in Thélème, but he has no right to decide what should be revealed or not. On this island, Cornelia should be the one to decide. Be careful with your accusations, though. Eugenia and her colleagues are on edge. We wouldn't want them to start killing each other.
Okay, we have 3 good options here. We can take 100 gold, and Eugenia, I guess, will nope off. We can tell everyone he's been killing you guys to try and end the expedition early, out of fear. Or we can just tell him to leave. I think he should leave the expedition. He's overstepped the bounds of his authority. It is not our job to be judge, jury, and executioner. We don't need to reveal everything that happened, but we're also not interested in taking his gold and going in his direction either.
Sorry, Brother Virgil, but I cannot accept. You will take your belongings and leave this place. The research will continue, and their discoveries will be studied by wiser people than you. The decision to reveal them or not will be theirs.
I see. My colleagues and I will go back to Eden. I hope that you don't regret your decision.
So it looks like he's going to make his way back to his corner of civilization out here in the wilds. Let's talk to the Eugene lady here. See what she thinks about this.
Alas, I have found the dead bodies of your colleagues.
How horrible. But how? Oh, perhaps I should have listened to Brother Virgil.
I doubt it. Brother Virgil is responsible for these deaths. He was hoping to blame the natives for them and discredit you.
What? But why would he? He will have to answer for his crimes.
As I do not have the authority to arrest him, I sent him back to Eden. If you want him to face judgment, you will have to report what happened to the Mother Cardinal.
You are right. As soon as we get back to civilization, I will make sure that she hears about it. Once more, your help has been a blessing. Take this. Alas, we will have to go back to Eden as well. There are too few of us to continue the research.
Were you hoping to discover more?
Of course. This place was but a single step in St. Matthias's journey. The last tablets speak of a journey northbound, further up in the swamp.
Northbound.
But even if Virgil is no longer a threat, We are not sufficiently well equipped to go there.
We could go there for you if you wish. You just have to tell us where to look.
That would be marvelous. Of course, you would have to start from the excavation site where he wrote this. I think I noticed a path going north when I was there, actually. Look for any traces of life. Perhaps you will be lucky enough to find more of his writings. That would be fantastic.
Don't worry. I will conduct this research and come find you here if I uncover anything.
She's aware they really aren't equipped to go further into the swamp. I think that's an important thing to note. Oh, yikes. Well, this guy wasn't here a minute ago, I swear. Hey, you think he's friendly? Probably not. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. There we go. Oh, that's a lot of reach. So our heavy attack has only taken off half a shield, which is pretty significant, actually. Normally it's a full shield. Oh boy. Super cool enemy. Especially now that we know that these guys are coming from the tribespeople somehow. Alright, he's in trouble now. We're gonna beat this boy up. Man, Petrus has so many shields. He almost has more shields than health bar. Whoa, boy. Excuse me, sir. Trying to heal the team up a little. Gotcha. Half health. You know, we saw a lot of these spears that this guy's got in the swamp. I wonder how many of them there could be. Well, we see as a mini-boss might have just been like an average mob in these parts, maybe in a glory age. Whoa, boy. Like that little parry action, we tried. Awesome. The fact that our healing ability regenerates our shields, cleanses poisons, and heals the entire team is actually kind of like crazy how strong that is. I bet if anything, like the best build is probably like the guns in that little healing. Come on. Gotcha. Alright, that was a Plains Guardian, it says. 5 gold coins, right, of course. It's always 5 gold coins. I wish she would say something about these bosses. Siora? Something like, I've never seen this before, or like, oh yeah, we've got one of those back at home.
Cavern. Hermits often choose places like this when they want to live away from the world.
How much do you know about hermits living away from the world? All right, we're going in another spooky cave. Okay, gather proof of St. Matthias. I really think that... Oh, look, here are these little... You saw one of these before. Forget what that symbol was, though. All right, let's start with this dude and the volcano. Look at this personification of the land. See, like, the face, the nose.
This mural depicts an old man praying in front of a face in the mountain. He's holding a rosary. Saint Matthias. Praying to Enon Miel Frictiman.
Okay. There's one more. Looks like maybe a native is working with the old boy. Look at his face, though. His face has all those lines and markings on it, like he's a knot or something more.
This mural is very ancient. It depicts an old man dressed as a priest getting his face painted by a masked native.
Huh. What else can we find here?
Looks like a chaplet made of pewter. It's rather basic, but it was made a long time ago, and it undeniably comes from the continent.
This is incredible. Saint Matthias is often depicted or described as using a similar chaplet. Oh, I feel so lucky to be here, in this cavern where our founder lived.
Yeah, man, I hope finding out the truth of his origin, I hope it shines a light on your people and guides them. Wink?
I don't know these glyphs, but these spirals are native symbols. There are some words in our ancient language next to them. The light and the earth are the two faces of a same power. It's impossible to know if this is a translation or another sentence. But this is a message that would seriously displease the Inquisitors.
I cannot believe it. These symbols, they are signs used in the secret writing of the Donegada.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder how far the religion has strayed from their origins.
There are some native symbols here, and some letters I recognize, as if someone had tried to write in the native language using our alphabet. Men duistad, enon mil frictamen.
It means, welcome us amongst your people, enon mil frictamen.
This is incredible. Saint Matthias would have known about the spirit of the island and would have prayed to him.
Oh my goodness. Who's the savages now?
Engraved tablets. They resemble the ones we recovered in Eden. We should take them with us. The researchers would be delighted to study them.
I don't know if you realize the importance of what we've just discovered. Saint Matthias, the founder of Ptolemy, finished his life worshipping the islanders' god. This is so incredible. Although it will cause a huge upset for our nation, our cult, and our relations with the natives.
I wonder what I should do with these relics. Eugenia probably didn't imagine that Saint Matthias lived his life in a way that's so different from what they advocate. As for Virgil, he wasn't wrong. Such a revelation will certainly cause a schism in Ptolemy.
I understand you must be concerned. Great revelations are often followed by a trail of blood. But if what we found was revealed, my people could live in peace with the priests at last.
I already took sides in their quarrel. If I change my mind, I'm afraid that it might be seen as treason. I'll think about it on the way there. Let's go back to the researchers' camp.
Yikes. I mean, just big yikes. I don't think we should tell Sister Eugenia of our discovery at all. I think we go right to the top with this and then say we never saw anything. I think it's not our job or our life's mission to disprove this religion in its chosen direction. I think they need to sort through that themselves. We can share what we've learned, but I do not want to get caught up in some kind of internal church politic thing. That is messy. Ignoring all of that, I think Sister Eugenia is way too far down the ladder in the church hierarchy, and she should not be the one that's being given this. Because even though our homie was like, hey, whatever the old guy's name is, Petrus or something? What's the name again? Oh, we lost him. He was like, this is a revelation, but it's also possibly going to destroy our very foundation. That's kind of my exact concern, Petrus. I don't want to be in that position where it's going to take more work than we're going to give it. That's not our life's purpose, to prove your religion right or wrong and whatnot. I don't like the position we're in right here. Again, I think it would have been more interesting if we not only got to choose who to give this information to, or if we could just destroy it, right? I would love just a little more agency in some of these outcomes. There's some really interesting dilemmas that are being created here in GreedFall, and man, I just wish we had a little more choice in some of them.
We discovered a cave that was inhabited a long time ago by a whole group of people, mostly natives, who had obviously created a sacred site, as the place was guarded by a creature.
And have you found traces of our holy founder? New relics? Perhaps some tablets?
We are going to hide the truth and keep the relics, or give her the relics. Okay, I want to hide the truth and keep the relics to give this someone else. But I don't know if they're going to let us do that. Look, this is the exact thing I'm worried about right here. I don't want to be in this position having to make this choice, to hide the truth or reveal the truth. But I think if there's anything we've learned about Desarde here, is that his name is impossible to remember. And he's not a man that has strived to hide truth. I think we give her the relics and reveal the truth we found and walk away from this as fast as possible. I don't want anything to do with this.
There were also frescoes on the site, representing Saint Matthias.
Frescoes? Tell me more. This is fascinating.
He was shown having his face painted by a native. On the other, he prayed to a god of the mountain.
You can't be serious. You mean to say that our saint converted to the cult of the islanders?
That is what emerges from our findings, yes. Other objects that I was able to bring back also point in this direction. Look, there are inscriptions. These tablets and also this chaplet.
His chaplet? I cannot believe it. It is so... Excuse me. I cannot find the words to express how I feel. You must come with me. We must go and present all these discoveries to the Mother Cardinal.
Oh, goodness.
Our entire dogma will have to change.
Maybe.
So far, Anyone who wanted to question it would have burned their fingers. Literally, alas.
And you think that this time they'll listen?
We have solid proof. All this evidence.
Not enough.
With your support, we will convince her to reveal the truth.
I see. I will do my best to help you.
I think
it seems we are arriving right on time.
Oh, gosh.
You did well to warn us, Brother Virgil.
Virgil, how did you know?
I'm afraid that your Excellency's lies weren't very convincing.
We were informed of your discoveries and of the danger they represent. We demand that you hand them over to us immediately so that they can be destroyed.
How can you even suggest the destruction of relics written by the hand of our founder?
Out of love for our dogma, for our faith, and for our nation. But since you refuse to comply with our orders, you leave us no choice.
Death to the heretics!
Yo, what? Ah! Wait. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I said I don't want anything to do with this. Next thing you know, it's all death to the heretics. And I gotta get out my smacking hammer and start smacking people. Might be my favorite thing to do, gonna admit.
I need help.
Alright. It's okay. Gonna do the thing. We're actually stuck on this guy here. Man, our healer went down fast and early.
You think you know how to fight? Our enemies.
Yikes. Oh, my goodness. Wowee. Okay. So far, so good. I wonder if Eugenia can die here. Gotcha. Oh boy. Hope not. I think there's always the possibility that we give this to the Cardinal lady, and then she's like, you know, the mainland's just gonna sanction us in entirety. If I reveal this, so hide. But like, she's got the clout, she's got the power, she's the one in charge.
I cannot believe that I just fought my own brothers in faith.
Believe it.
The fact that the Inquisition is after us is very disturbing, Excellency.
We would do well to hasten to San Mateus. They will not dare to attack you there.
Maybe
and we
not.
will have to take care of Bishop Domitius. He will do everything he can to discredit us.
You are right. All this proves is that I will not succeed without your help. There is a risk that the Mother Cardinal will also reject our discoveries.
And if you will allow me to attend the hearing, I would be delighted to support you.
Your help will be precious to us, Father. In any case, we must present our research to Mother Cardinal as soon as possible.
Now.
I will study the tablets one last time to make sure I know all their content. And I will meet you at the palace in San Mateus to plead our case.
Okay.
Understood. See you soon, Sister Eugenia.
I'm not super firm on the hierarchy in this organization. Is a cardinal above a bishop? Is a bishop above a father? Like, they call each other brother, sister, father. I'm with the Ordo, you're with the Ordo. It's just really confusing to me what exactly the hierarchy is. We are in the city of Saint Mateus, named after their founder. We have been tasked with convincing the Mother Cardinal that maybe everything they're built around doing is backwards. That their founder was actually in harmony with these lands and not trying to burn them. Yikes. Bit of a coin flip if she's going to side with truth or with tradition. Oh my goodness, here we go.
Ah, Your Excellency. We were eagerly awaiting your arrival. Sister Eugenia was just recounting me the tale of your achievements and telling me about the incredible discoveries you've made.
These relics shed a new light on the last years of our founder. It all demonstrates that he hadn't evangelized the islanders, but, on the contrary, he would even have adopted some of their rituals, merging the cult of the enlightened and the cult of nature in a single dogma.
These discoveries, if they can be verified, are extraordinary. But they also represent a great upheaval that could harm our nation. We must first verify their authenticity. You are the only ones who entered this cave. Could what you have witnessed been a falsification?
Let's talk about the frescoes and relics first.
We discovered ancient frescoes on the walls of the cave. They represent Saint Matthias without a doubt. He is depicted with his chaplet. In one, he is praying for the divinity of the island. In the other, his face was being painted by a native. I understand how shocking these discoveries are, but their antiquity proves that they are genuine.
The tablets found at the site, however, attest that our founder had not abandoned the cult of the Enlightened. He simply saw it as two different reflections of the same divine power.
The cavern we discovered is located in a very remote place. There is no island or village nearby. It contains some ruined dwellings, but clearly no one has lived there for a very long time. Fraudsters would inevitably have left traces of their passage, and we have not found any. The entrance to the cave was protected by one of those giant creatures that the natives call a nardaig. These guardians usually protect sacred places and let no one enter without a fight. I had to kill this beast, which leads me to think that nobody had entered the cave for a very long time.
The relics could be authentic, Your Excellency, but we only have your word to convince us. The political and religious impact of these discoveries will be unprecedented. We risk schism, civil war, and who is to say that this is not a plan to weaken us?
If we had a level 3 intuition, we could suggest she visit the cave herself.
It seems that you only see the negative aspects of this discovery, but the reality is very different. By integrating some of the natives' beliefs into your dogma, you could build an alliance with them, something no other nation has managed to achieve before.
It is a good argument, Your Excellency. I hadn't thought about that.
Your Eminence, all of this is grotesque and dangerous. The congregation is clearly trying to ridicule us. Even if these frescoes are real and old, who's to say they represent reality? This is surely the naive vision that the islanders had of our founder, nothing more. Our duty is to bury all this in order to preserve our nation from the heretical beliefs of the savages.
You were so eager to bury our discoveries that you were ready to bury us with them. A group of the Ordo Luminous attacked us while we prepared to come here.
Really? Your Eminence, I assure you that I had no idea. We would never harm a diplomat. It was probably the desperate action of an overly fervent group. But, alas, it is a fair reflection of what will happen if these discoveries are made public.
You are responsible for the members of the Ordo Luminous on this island, Domitius. I am counting on you to ensure that this kind of act never happens again.
Your Eminence, we are faced with a crucial choice for our nation. What does a man of faith do in such a dilemma? He prays and places his trust in the one who came before him and has shown more wisdom. Saint Matthias shows us a new way. If we are believers, can we really turn our backs on him?
You surprise me, Petrus. You who are always so political. Yet your words seem sincere. You give me something to think about. Thank you.
If my people knew that the great sage they had long respected is the same man as your saint, and that your priests respected our culture as he did, they would be welcomed here as brothers.
And the Eden we wanted to build would be everywhere. You speak sense, Princess. Does anyone wish to add anything?
I understand your doubts about the future that will inevitably be caused by such a revelation. You hesitate just as St. Lucius did to tell us about the journey of his master. Yet he revealed what he knew, and his words still guide Thélème today.
Thank you for your testimony. I will now retire to think about everything and make my decision. After careful consideration, I have decided that it is my duty to reveal your discoveries to the world. It will take years for our theologians to study all of this, but our dogma must follow the path opened by Saint Matthias.
Thank you, Your Eminence. I would be delighted to help with the study of these relics.
I don't doubt it, my dear. And I would like you to take me to see this cave. I look forward to worshipping at the place where our holy founder ended his days. As for you, Your Excellency, I thank you for the help you have given us. Your sincere insight has encouraged me to make this difficult decision.
It was my pleasure.
Let me also thank you, Your Excellency. Without you, we would still be in the shadows.
That officially puts us as friendly with the Thélème on the relationship level. We still have the Congregation of Merchants, the Bridge Alliance, the Coin Guard, the Nauts, and the Natives to work our way through. I do think this was a significant milestone for this group, and I really hope that they're able to come through this stronger and move in a positive direction. And maybe, just maybe, everybody lives happily ever after.